How's everyone doing? Welcome back to my channel for another 1/6 scale third-party review. It has been a while since my last video, but in fact there are not many third-party releases lately because of the Chinese New Year, but in the coming weeks there will be a lot more to come. Today we got from Toys Era the Unstoppable, is their comic version of the Juggernaut. They issue a Juggernaut last year, and this is their second take on this figure. Let's see how it looks like. This comic version of Juggernaut comes in the huge package. The figure is huge, as it was the last one as well. So let's take a look what we have inside. Here it is, our Unstoppable from Toys Era inside the box. There are no any accessories, only two extra ends. The ends are huge, very well detailed, the veins, all the paint application look quite nice, and when you compare with the last version of the Juggernaut, you can see that the end is quite bigger than before. They're going with this comic version with a beefier version of the Juggernaut, but in both of them the details are well done. I prefer the details in this new one because the end is bigger, you can see better the details on the fingers and so on, but as you can see in the review, you will see that they are using exactly the same body. Before taking a closer look on the details, here it is a first overall look of our figure. It's really massive, around 51 centimeters, and really portrays very well the comic version of Juggernaut. Let's go to check the helmet now. Taking a closer look now at our helmet, in fact there's not much you can do with it. There is just this removable part as it was in the previous version as well. It's covered with foam on the sides, so we will avoid to scratch the helmet itself. However, the helmet is not removable, you cannot remove it from the head sculpt. In fact, I think the head sculpt should be just the eyes and that angry face with that very nice teeth. The paint application looks really nice. One thing I don't like however, is that part here in the arms that you can see that joint there. They could use a ripped off t-shirt like they did with the first version, but they went with this one this time. Taking just a quick look here at the arms, they come with these guards, but the guards are not movable. They are all glued, so you cannot move them, they are just as it is. The suit itself is made of some kind of fabric, it's elastic, but looks pretty nice. The detail, the paint application, the belt is made of plastic as well, but the suit itself looks pretty nice. The coloring and the paint application are on point. Here we have then the pants. The pants are made of the same material as the rest of the suit, and then you got these very large boots. The boots are made of some kind of plastic and rubber, but they look very nice. The paint application and the detail on the boots are really nice, and the boots are quite high as well. Checking now the articulation of our Juggernaut, and this figure is so huge. Anyway, you got the feet that you can articulate, you got the knee articulation as well. The articulation, even if it's good, it's a bit restricted, and I advise you not to push too much on his legs, because the legs need to support the heavy weight of this figure. Passing now to the arms. The ends, first with the ends you got a nice movement on the ends, then you got the lower arm part that is a bit restricted, but you can move it as well a bit, and then in the upper arm you can also move a bit, not too much. I can push it more, but I don't want to push too much, because my first version of the Juggernaut, the joints become already very loose. So I will advise you to have extra care with this figure. Don't move it too much around, just find a pose that you like and let it stay. A bit detail that I want to talk about this arm is that if you can see there is a big gap between the wrist size and the hand size. And this is because as they are using the same body as the previous version, and now they went with a much bigger hand, you can see there is a gap between the hand size and the wrist size. Of course, you can choose a position that will not be so noticeable, but in fact there is a hole between the wrist and the hand itself. So I think you just need to find a good position for your Juggernaut. Comparing the two of them, the previous version and the new version, you can see that the body is the same. Even if they change the paint application a bit, they are using the same body, so they just change the end shape. So this comic version will have a much bigger end than the one in the previous version. There's also a difference on the boots. The boots on this comic version are higher, so there is the impression that the figure is a bit higher than the previous one, but in fact is just a bit difference in the boots and the helmet size. As you can see, the arms there are exactly the same. Toys Era will not make a new mold especially for this kind of body, just for a new version of the Juggernaut. The arms are the same, they just add a bit of detail on the painting and add those guards here on this comic version. Anyway, I think this body fits very well the Juggernaut. Either you will want the two versions or just stick with one of them, depends which version of the Juggernaut you like more. Either the comic one, either the movie one, both of them will look pretty cool if you have a Deadpool in your collection. That's all for today, I will see you in the next one.